how's it in those spaces, those dancing spaces with other guys who are maybe dancers as well?
Yeah, it can be wild. I got a lot of wild stories.
Yeah,
about...
go on. Tell us one.
I'm not sure you're ready.
Tell us what happens behind the scenes that we don't see.
Oh gosh. Well, you can imagine a lot of men are quite thirsty and a bit handsy, which I do not like.
Yep.
I know most men probably think like the girls love being slapped and like love the attention. I'm the complete opposite. I do not like attention at all.
Wait, you don't like being slapped? I'm just joking.
No, I mean, you know, by the right guy, not like a whole crowd of guys.
You heard it here first. Yeah. But yeah, so you don't like the attention.
I don't like the attention, no.
That is interesting because, like, you know, you're twerking out here, which is gonna bring that attention, but you're like, you don't like it.
Yeah. That's why it's confusing, because I think because obviously I am an actress, I can act as if I like it.
Sure.
But really and truly, deep down, no, it's not.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how do you manage that attention when it comes your way if you're kind of doing this?
I'm very professional. So, you know, when I am working, I'm vibing. And if guys get a bit too handsy or anything like that, then I'll tell them, like, can you just stop doing that, please? But once my shift is over, boom. You know, I don't know who you are.
You're dead to me.
I don't know who you are. Get away from me.
To me.
Yeah.
If you're not paying for my time, I don't know you.
Yeah, literally.
That is so interesting. What about other girls? What are other girls in that space like?
Other girls?
Yeah. Do they like the attention?
Everyone's different. Obviously, like, there's a lot of competition.
Sure.
As you can imagine. But I do know that a lot of girls do enjoy the attention, and that's why they kind of do it, because they want that. They're craving that.
Yeah.
But that's where we all are different, you know, we think differently. But I feel like I'm literally an alien in this world, because I'm not involved this generation at all. At all.
What do you mean? What's this generation doing that you're like, no, it's not for me?
Have you seen what's been happening? How people are moving nowadays? Like, I'm literally, all I'm trying to do is get money and live in peace, you know? But that seems to be a struggle right now.
Well, I mean, you've chosen a very interesting way to get the money.
I know. That was not planned, though.
Especially if you don't like attention. That's not very peaceful for you either.
No, but do you know how good the money is?
Shaking your ass?
Yes. How?
Don't tell us yours. What would an average ass shaker make on a weekend?
Well, in the UK.
It's
different to the USA.
You know, over
like
they're
US,
they got money over there. Yeah.
I'd say a couple thousand in 2 hours.
Okay. Is that for like a music video?
This is for like events and like.
So when you say events, because I'm not in the ass shaker world. Okay. Believe it or not, I'm not an ass shaker.
Okay.
So when you say like an event, what is like a typical event that you'll be like, oh, we're booking Kiki to do this event?
It's mainly African events. I've been to too many of those. So it could be like a big club. They just want a few dancers to like dance around, like entertain the crowd.
Oh, of course.
You know, so then we're booked in for 2 hours. We get a base fee, we get a hotel, we get travel paid for, and then we get tips. And this could be sterling, it could be dollars, but it can be good. Sometimes. Okay.
Yeah. So do you feel, let's say like this guy that is coming to your life, that it might go that way, and you're like, okay, I'm hanging up my G-string. I'm hanging up my G-string. No more ass shaking for me. Do you think you could go back to, you know, pursuing like a more, I say regular job, something that is less lucrative for the time that you're working? Does that make sense? Because I mean, if you're earning a couple of grand for like 5-6 hours every weekend, like for most people, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So could you go back to, you know, I know you might, if you say you do acting, right? Like I know the acting world, you might get a play where you're earning like £500 a week and you're working, you know, 8 hours, 6 days a week. Do you think you would be able to do that?
I have been in very challenging working areas, if you want to call it that.
Okay.
Like during lockdown, I was a support worker. Got no qualifications, but they were looking for carers. So obviously I thought, I'm a caring person. So let's try. Yeah. So I was in work. I was literally working in 2 different care homes for 2 years, in the most challenging care homes in Reading, like the most challenging ones. Like the residents were from different like psycho units that have been closed down.
It's
but
like
it's
that.
actually on YouTube. Like it's one of the worst units there was in the UK.
Right.
And they just switch any second. It's one of those ones. So there was one woman who's, you know, passed away, RIP. But she literally, you know, you'd think, oh, what a cute granny, you know, just shuffling her feet down the corridor. Next moment, wet floor signs in her hand. She's charging down the corridor, about to whack me on the head. Like, you know, in a split second.
Oh my days.
You know?
Did they pay you enough for that?
No. No. That's why I had to stop, because I thought, why am I working my ass off doing 12-hour shifts for £6 per hour when I can just get a few thousand in 2 hours?
Yeah, I mean, I hear that. I hear
you
that.
know,
I hear that. Is how's it been in terms of, have you ever dated anyone in the dancing space, or have you always ever just been like, this is completely professional, or have you been open to like meeting someone and be like, oh, this guy, he's actually pretty cool?
I mean, I've always been open to like being like in a relationship, but I've just never attracted the right crowd. I always attract psychos. So yeah, it's been very interesting. There was one guy that I was dating. I didn't love the guy. Yeah. But a bit messy, you know. Okay. It is a very crazy story, and it will be coming out on Netflix soon, hopefully. Okay. That's my plan. It's that wild, you know. Okay.
What, you told it to someone, like a show?
I want to make like episodes.
Oh,
my own film on my life. I've got too many stories. I need to connect it all together.
Okay, but you have to give us a little preview. Tell us one crazy story.
Well, this guy. Okay.
Yeah, tell us what happened here.
Right. Okay. So I met him at a strip club.
Well, I already told you, went wrong from there.
Okay.
Kiki, right, I could have told you that.
Let me finish. Okay. Right.
I'm going to hold my tongue, guys.
He was a customer. He was talking, and I could tell that he was lonely. Okay.
Sorry, you were working at the strip club?
I was working. That's where I started dancing, at the club.
Okay.
And then it's like private rooms to obviously dance, you know, with your
clientele.
Yeah. And then basically he used to pay £600 to talk for 30 minutes. So I thought, okay, you know, he's got some money, you know. Back in the day, I thought, I could try and date someone that has a bit of money, you know, and I can just chill in the house. So obviously he's then said, I really like you. Like, he kept coming every like week for like about 4 weeks just to talk. That was it. And he said, I'm going to look after you. If you want, you know, you can like live with me. You don't need to work.
This does sound like a film.
You know, chill. It's like, cool. I mean, everyone would love that, you know, just getting paid to sit in your house. And it was all a lie. It was all a lie. So what happened was I moved in, had my whole suitcase and everything, and he told me he had his own house. No. He lived with his parents. So the door opens and his mum's there, and she's like, who are you then? And I was like, this is how it's going to start. Okay. I'm Kiki, you know? And then, yeah, from there, I just realized it was just crazy. Like, he had an addiction to like sniff. He stole like £10,000 from me within 4 months. He still owes me the 10K. So, you know, if you want to give it back to me, you know.
Damn.
I'm still here.
How did he steal that much?
When he allowed me to sleep, he would take my bank card and take out the money, withdraw it out of the cash point. And
10,000?
Not at once.
No, I know, but like...
This is, So obviously I was paying for quite a lot of things. And he said, I'll pay, And I said, you know, will I get it back? Yeah, I'll pay you back. Okay. And it was like that. And obviously, back in those days, I was a bit like, because I went through a lot, like through like my whole childhood and all this and that. So I'm a bit like, I'm better now, but back then he kind of knew that I was just a bit messy, you know. Okay. And I took advantage, you know, and this is why I'm here, because, you know, I'm here to share my stories about men. And you know, he violated it, and it was crazy, you know.
So I want to ask you a question. What did you learn from that experience?
I learned that you never know someone too soon. You need to give yourself time, at least 2 years to actually know someone, and not 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were my daughter or younger sister, I would be like, you don't find men at strip clubs.
A customer?
No.
Okay.
At a strip club. Like when you were like, oh yeah, well, he was coming back £600 just to speak to me. And you found out he was on the sniff with addiction and he like stole money. I'm not surprised because like certain types of people go to strip clubs on a regular basis, right? Especially if they're spending that kind of money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. For some guys, that's their vice, is what I will say. But then surely you would be cautious of a man who regularly uses money to transact sexual energy from a woman, because that's what you're doing, right? Like he's using money to transact sexuality from a woman. Like surely that kind of man, not every guy, but surely that kind of man is going to come with certain qualities that probably are not good for you long term. Do you not think?
I mean, yeah, like now I see things clearly.
Yeah.
I'm looking back on it like, you know, red flag there. Like I should have known sooner, you know.
The fact that he was at the strip club regularly is a red flag.
Is it?
You don't think it is?
I mean, I just thought, you know, he was a lonely guy. And the way that with psychos, they can really twist your brain into thinking like they're going through a lot, you know. So you kind of feel sorry for them slightly. I mean, I'm a very caring person.
Paying you £600 in 30 minutes.
You know, but that money's from gambling. So,
that's what you knew. That's what you found out.
Yeah.
Did you know this before you moved in or after?
At least right at the end.
Oh, at the end.
Yeah, and he owes a lot of people money as well. It's not just me.
Cheeky.
So he probably owes everyone like altogether like £1 million. So get onto that.
I guess to be fair, you know, guys who are lonely might do that, but then I would even ask the question like, why are you lonely? Like, why don't you have social connections? Do you have, because sometimes some people it's due to their circumstance, right? So maybe their parents abandoned them, you know, they struggle to make friends, stuff like that, right? But some people were just, certain qualities about them, they struggle to have those quality connections and maintain them.
Yeah.
Maybe have a level of integrity with those things. So when you're like, oh, he was lonely, I'm like, well, that's another red flag, because does he not have social connections? And if he doesn't, why? I guess the why is actually probably more, the why is important as opposed to him not having it. But yeah.
It's very weird because even his job was to help his mum because his office was like in the garden.
Oh.
So his mum was like his manager, pretty much. And she was like, right, sort this out.
How old was he?
He was 27. And I was like 20, 21.
Okay. Yeah. So what for you, what attracted you to him? Because there was a reason you said yes.
I mean, I thought he like understood me. Like obviously he listened, and not many guys can do that. It's quite a hard skill for men to do nowadays. So I think I just like that kind of connection there. And I felt like because most men have always used me in some type of way, not just money, but my body. I felt like he didn't want the body. So to me, I'm like, wow, this is nice, you know. But then instead of the body, it was the money. So
yeah, I mean, you know. I get that, and that's not nice that that's been your experience with men. Yeah. But you have been in environments where you are selling sexuality. So does that really surprise you that that's what the men want?
Yeah, you know, obviously I was just doing the whole dancing thing just to see what it was all about, really, because before even starting all of that, I never even stepped foot in a strip club before. The first time was when I was on shift. It was so random because I knew the security guard from previous work, and literally
what work? We want to
Class Olsen. It's closed down now.
Oh,
he was a security guard for Class Olsen.
Oh,
and I was but years ago.
Okay.
And then he was outside like the strip club, and then he was like, like, have you came in here before? And I was like, no. And she got the manager down, and he was like, you're starting tonight. Get your heels, get your lingerie, you're starting tonight. And I was like, what? this is like crazy because
and you were like, yeah?
I don't know what to expect, you know? Like that was weird for me to be like, right, I'm going to be stepping out in my lingerie with heels. Like to me,
you've never done that before?
Never.
Wow.
But I did it there and then, got my lingerie, got my heels, came back. And then I was there for like a few months, went somewhere else. And then after that, that's when I got bookings like internationally and like around the UK and performing in O2 arenas. And that's how it all started. Like just from that one random time, like a random time walking down the street to then being on tour, like, you know.
Yeah.
It's
interesting.
like
for someone who hates attention, you do a lot to bring a lot of that male attention to you. I
didn't do anything.
You were literally a stripper. Now you're like a twerker, and like that's
but,
a lot.
Like it is obviously, you know, not many can relate. But I was just thinking, like during lockdown, I was like Cardi B, like, you know, the way she started, she's working clubs, you know, and I thought I want to just experience that a little bit and see what it's all about.
You see, Cardi B, you're leading these women astray. What are you doing? We need better role models.
Oh, come on.
We need better role models. Do you think she's a good role model for young women?
I mean,
I love her music, but
I do too. But like, I wouldn't say she's like an inspiration. I would just say that I respect her hustle.
I mean, it's because you were like, oh, well, Cardi B. So I was like, hey, listen, this could be my path too. And I'm like, no. That's how you meet a guy and then he steals 10K from you and you're wondering, how did I not see this coming?
Yes, because I'm a nice person. Like I've said, I'm a very caring person. I like to help people.
Yeah, but I also think then you're a bit naive.
Not anymore. Correction.
How would you handle that situation now?
I am completely different now.
There's only one right answer to this.
I've not changed. I wouldn't say I've changed in the whole, like, you know, to a new person, but like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
Don't date a client. There it is.
No, I'm not dating a client.
Okay,
I actually have a boyfriend.
Okay.
So, you know,
like proper boyfriend or?
Yeah.
Oh, but you're still the arse twerker.
I am.
So he doesn't mind it.
He doesn't like it. Obviously.
Doesn't like it.
But I told him, I said, literally give me like a few weeks. Because the thing is, I've got bookings very far ahead, like November. I'm going to like Portugal to dance in a club. Like bookings like that, I don't mind. But obviously by next year, I won't be known as the ass twerker. I'll be known as the actress that you should know me as.
New year, new me.
Yeah,
come on. So that's not a few weeks. That's a few months then he has to give you.
No, I mean like a few weeks to see exactly what I'm going to do next. Because obviously most of the income is from the dancing.
Sure.
So try and do more modelling shoots. Been doing quite a few recently. But, you know, you never know.
Yeah.
What jobs you're going to get and how much it's going to be. So that's where I need to get the balance of what is a side hustle on the side.
Very
in case
true.
I don't get enough bookings.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So when you said previous guys before had an issue with it and you're like, you're just insecure, I'm not stopping for you. But for this guy, it's different.
It's different.
Why is it different?
Because it's crazy, you know. Literally known him less than 4 weeks. But our connection is completely different. Like, he's actually respectful. I thought that was even a thing for men to be respectful. Like, I'm not used to that. You have been in
environments with men who are transacting sex. Like, do you expect them to be respectful?
Not even that. I mean, from day one.
What, from just a normal average guy?
From when I was a kid. Yeah. Men violated it since I was like a little kid. Okay. Like, even at, like, say, primary school, like, my head teacher would, like, get students to come and drag me to his, like, lab. Sit in his lap and like he'd put his coat around me and say, put your hand in my pocket. Like,
what?
And I was like 7, 8 years old. Like, is that normal for a head teacher?
That's weird. What school was that?
St. Mary's in Mortimer.
Damn.
Yeah.
Stay away from St. Mary's.
And then I got told off. The teachers told me off.
You put it in the wrong pocket. That's not the pocket key.
Make it make sense, you know?
Yeah, that's
and
messed
then
up.
I'm sorry. That's before
that's
dancing. Yeah, that's not even the start.
Yeah.
There's that. Then there's men just non-consensual stuff, you know, not even asking, just doing it, me forgetting, blacking out, you know, like all of that. That has happened quite a few times now. And
you forgetting and blacking out?
Me forgetting what's happened, but blacking out because I'm not aware of my surroundings. Being blacked out on the bed, waking up, underwear's off. Question mark. You get me? And that's before dancing. So I've got a lot of stories.
I
warned you. I warned you.
I think it's one of those things where the stuff that happened to you when you were really young, like there was nothing you could do about that.
Yeah.
Right? But when you started entering this stripper dancing world, like, I'm not saying it's okay, but are you really that surprised? Like, so what I'll ask is this. If you went into being a real estate agent, do you think this kind of behavior would still be happening?
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below, and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing day.